Well, welcome everybody. Like, share and subscribe. This is Playing Out from the Back. Let's get on with it. What we've got here is match day 5 out of 38 in the Premier League. Looking at the fixtures here, we've got Wolves, Liverpool, got Fulham, Luton, got Tottenham, Sheffield United, West Ham, Manchester City, Manchester United, Brighton, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Newcastle against Brentford, Bournemouth versus Chelsea, Everton play Arsenal, Nottingham Forest going with the Burnley there. So first game, let's look at Wolves against Liverpool. I mean, Wolves have had that turmoil with Núñez, haven't they? Have they really got anyone in? No. Interesting thing with Wolves, the striker they signed year before last, or the beginning of last season, from Stuttgart. Interesting player, big lad. Was injured, I think, all of last season. So he obviously got a goal against Everton the other day. A bit of confidence there, maybe. That other player, Mateus Kudus, or whatever his name is, what's it, Cunha, that's it. Premier League, you know, it was on the fringes at Atletico Madrid. I mean, he's good on FIFA, but is he good in real life? Yeah, he's a skillful player. He's technical. He's not a go-getter. He's not a proper goal scorer. So I think Wolves are going to struggle. I think they're going to play okay. I think you might see something similar to Man United. They'll be up for it. But I just think they're going to be lacking against Liverpool at the moment. So onto that Liverpool, looking at their team at the moment, the way they started, Szoboszlai's just started to step it up a little bit more, hasn't he, from previous games. You've got McAllister settled in nicely. You know, Núñez is another one this season. I think he's going to do a lot better. I think they were saying before with Núñez, you know, at Benfica it took him a season to get bedded in, and now he's there or thereabouts. I think he's going to be a big player this year. You've got Jota as well, obviously injured large parts of last year. Towards the end of the season, he came back into a bit of form, and he seems like they're all now flying. There's this competition for places up front. It's looking good. You know, they can pull players off 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and they can bring players on who are going to have an impact. I think last season it just went a little bit stale for them, really. It wasn't best season defensively for me, though. They're still a bit of a problem. They're just, how do you say it? They're weak, aren't they? They're really weak, I think. Van Dijk's not the player he was. He's had a few injuries. When that happens, you just don't come back with that same sort of strength and pace and confidence as a player that you really need. He's, you know, he's getting older now. What is he? He's over 30, so, you know, it's down the road. Joe Gomez, I mean, I'm a Charlton fan, so I love Joe Gomez, especially when he burst onto the scene. He looked like a real talent. Everyone always remembers that England against Brazil game where he played so well. Really did. Man of the match performance. Everyone thought, you know, he's going to kick on from here, do fantastically. And, well, he's got mistakes in him, hasn't he? Same as that. Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, yeah, I think Liverpool going to win it. Prediction, it's a hard one. There's going to be goals. I think Wolves will probably score a goal. I think Wolves are going to score a goal, but I think Liverpool are going to win. I don't think they're going to score just the 2. I think they're going to score 3. So I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Wolves 1 on that one, I think. Next game, Tottenham Sheffield United. So obviously Tottenham, everyone knows, big Ange Postecoglou, getting them playing football again, which is obviously a no fucking brainer. I mean, look at what Conte and Mourinho have done at Tottenham. They've basically destroyed everything that Pochettino had built over a good 4 or 5 years. Destroyed Dele Alli, along with other things. But we won't go into that because he's come out and done a lovely interview, so fair play the lad. But I think Tottenham are going to win that. They don't really need to look any past that before. But I would say it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say I love a 2-1. I always do love a 2-1. It's such a middle-of-the-road prediction. But games usually do finish 2-1, don't they? 3-1 or whatever. So I think I'm going to go with Tottenham 2, Sheffield United 0. I don't think they're going to score Sheffield United. I think they're going to be solid. analysis of Sheffield United this year, I would say, to be fair, they're looking good. I know they haven't got the results, but they've signed Cameron Archer. I mean, he looks like a promising player. Did well, obviously, on his debut the other, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was now. Who was that against? Everton, wasn't it? Everton. Yeah, so I just like the way they've started. They don't look like they're going to be pushovers. I think they're going to really fight. They've got a bit about them, They're not. You look at some teams when they come up and you think you're doomed, but not them. I like their chances, especially with the Premier League this year. Now it's going to be weaker. You've got to look at the teams that have gone down and how they performed over the years. Leicester, Southampton, and obviously Leeds. They're good clubs, big clubs. I think the Premier League's weaker this year. The Championship's obviously stronger, with Sheffield Wednesday coming up, along with some of the other big boys there in League One. That's a tough league as well. I know about that. So goals, who's going to get the goals for Tottenham? Son's going to get a goal, I think, definitely. Who else? It could be any of them, the way they're playing at the moment, to be fair. Romero got one the other day, didn't he? It's a bit of a great strike from him. So, moving on to Manchester United against Brighton. Manchester United at home as well. Everyone knows how disjointed Man United are at home. I mean, you couldn't say any more or less, could you, really, on that? Brighton started so well. It's going to be 2-2. I think it's going to be a draw. Really do. I think that'd be a good game. That's probably going to be one of the ones I'm going to be interested in watching out of all of these at the moment, to be fair. Don't know about yourselves, but that does look a little bit tasty. I think, Wolves-Liverpool 12:30 is definitely going to be watched, isn't it? Definitely going to do that. And I'm going to move on to Man United Brian afterwards. Why not? Newcastle-Brentford. Brentford are going to struggle this year. No Ivan Toney. They've already started off getting draws, which, it's great, fantastic, but it's going to be boring, isn't it? I think Newcastle are definitely going to have too much for them. They've had a bit of a rest now. Newcastle, they're high intensity, so they want to have rest. They want to come back. They want to hit you. So I think they're going to be having. I think with the start they've had, they're going to have fire in their belly. I think they're going to be too much. They're going to blow Brentford away. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Newcastle. There, Everton, Arsenal. It's going to be a win for Arsenal. Obviously, I think it's going to be 3-0. I think it's going to be a whitewash. Everton looking a bit poor. Fulham, Luton, well, again, Luton, I'm speechless. What can you say? How do they get to the Premier League? Who knows? Fulham are going to win. It's going to be 1-0. Fulham don't score that many goals, I don't think, so 1-0 Fulham, we'll go for that. West Ham, Man City. Who wants to guess this one? West Ham obviously have actually had a good start. They've signed some good players, so they're going to give Man City a game. I think they really will. They've nothing to lose. They've already started, unbeaten. So I'm going to say Man City are going to win that. Oh, I love a 2-1. I really love a 2-1. But games like this are just a 2-1 games or 3-1, aren't they? You know they are. So I'm going to go 2-1 Man City. Absolutely. That man Haaland. Is he going to score? Yeah, I think he's going to score. Next game, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Oof. Yeah, two teams that can both turn up on their day and give anyone a game. Crystal Palace away from home. It can upset people, but I just think Aston Villa are going to win. They've done well, haven't they? They've got a thumping against Liverpool, so I think they're going to want to go out and put on a performance for the fans. So I think Aston Villa are going to win that. I'm going to say that it is going to be... It's going to be 2-1. No, I don't know. I think 2-1. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Aston Villa. I really do. I think it's going to be 2-0. I do like the look of that Diaby. Obviously, playing FIFA the last few years, he's always on the team of the week, team of the season, all that sort of thing. I know it's only the Bundesliga, but you've got to look at FIFA and Ultimate Team at players. They get on the team of the week, team of the season, because they consistently perform. Most of the players that get these cards go on and actually do really well. So my indicator for players, a lot of the time, is FIFA. They do all the work. They look at all the players, so I don't have to. So I'm just going to say Diaby is going to do well. He's going to score a goal, probably, or get an assist or whatever. He's going to do well. Yeah, I think He's got a lot of pace on FIFA. So from what I've seen of him, he looks a bit of a unit, really. Quite well built for the Premier League. Wasn't what I was expecting. He looks like he's got a bit of mentality about him, a little bit of skill there, a little bit of. He's direct, you know. He seems like he wants to make things happen. He's decisive, makes decisive runs, a bit like Saka, I feel, you know. So yeah, I like him. I like that Tielemans as well. He's a good player. It all a bit stale at Leicester, didn't it? But you can't forget his quality and some of the goals he scored. So I think, yeah, I think Aston Villa will win that. I like the team. I like the look of them. I really think they've developed so much over the years. You look at them 2, 3+ years ago, they're really, really, really coming on. They've signed some good players. So fair play to them. I like it when clubs do their research. Sign players, good manager, brilliant. Next game, Bournemouth, Chelsea. Could this one be an upset? You know, I've watched a lot of Chelsea this season. People are slaying them, you know. The problem is obviously just not scoring the goals. They're doing pretty much everything else. You know, they're making mistakes at the back and they're not scoring goals. It's a recipe for disaster really for them. But I really do think Chelsea are going to get it together. I don't think they've got all of the ingredients at the moment. I think it's still going to take time. The amount of money they spend, it's like, I don't know how much research they've done. I don't work at a club, but it just feels so scattergun. The amount of players they're getting, like, they must have been doing their research. They must have been spending the time to look at these players and working out whether or not they are actually going to gel and actually form some sort of functioning team. I think the signs are there. This Nicholas Jackson, I like the look of him. I really do. His shooting can be really erratic. I know he almost missed an open goal, so I'm sort of put myself down. But you've got to look at his, you know, the way he plays, his hold-up play, he runs in behind. He's quite creative as well. He links the play nicely. He can dribble. He's a bit of an Alexander Isak, in my opinion. We'll see how he does. So he needs to get a few more goals. I think once the goals start flying in, he'll get confidence. I think he's a really good signing. I really do. I really do. Sterling's back on fire again. Sterling's been one of my favourite players over the years, especially when he was at Man City, England in the Euros. I love Sterling. I love the way he dribbles. He sort of went off the ball last year as well. He's been given a new shirt number, hasn't he? He's back with it now. Pochettino said something to him. They've had a chat. He likes Pochettino. He wants to play for him. You can see that he's going to have a real impact this year. They're not going to be as bad as they were last year. I know it can't get worse, but they are going to be up there, definitely. And this season's all about the big games when these big teams play each other. They're going to get draws. They obviously drew against Liverpool already. I think they're going to get the draws against these clubs. I really do. I think it's going to be really tight this year. I can't see a runaway winner. Man City, yeah, I know it's still to slip. I just feel, you know, last year they went and they sort of bowled teams over a lot of the time, or just basically cruise to victory. I think this year it's not going to happen. I think that grinds you down. If you've got the competition, it grinds you. They're going to falter. It's tough every week. They do grind through, but they are going to falter. They're going to falter against the big teams this year as well. They're going to get more draws. It's going to be a bit more open, I think. You know, Arsenal have strengthened massively, so you know, it is what it is. Last game, Nottingham Forest, Burnley. Do we really even need to talk about this game? I mean, it's not really going to be that interesting, is it? Yeah, well, it might be. You never know. But it's Monday night as well. Yeah, 7:45, Monday night football. Probably going to watch that, aren't I? Given that. The Sunday. What are the picks for Sunday game-wise? Yeah, okay. We've got the Chelsea game. We've got the Arsenal game. We've got that's it. Just 2 games there. Yeah, I would probably go for. They're not the best games, are they? Really? I'd probably go for Chelsea Bournemouth. I think it's going to be a little bit more entertaining. Chelsea have got to get the result. I think the Arsenal entertaining game. That'd be a bit more of a cruise. So I don't see the need in that. So everyone, thank you for watching.